can't read
Right
it.
away up to the back.
He said he wanted to be part of it.
Good evening, this is the September 9th meeting of the Zoning Board of Appeals. We have a reserved decision first up.
Mr. Barnes?
Mr. Vaughn, did you get the reserved?
Yes, the reserve decisions with respect to a property that's located on Sound Shore Road, 766 Sound Shore Road, and the tax map number is 607-3-35. It's in the RA40 zoning, and it's known as Appeal Number 21-29. So I am going to move that such property for variances and relief from Chapter 301, Section 9, A1A, where the proposed detached garage is located in the front yard, which is not permitted, be granted, but with the following conditions: that the storage area cannot be converted to habitable space, and the non-habitable space may qualify
She'll change.
for an accessory apartment 3 years after the certificate of occupancy has been issued, in accordance with the application sketches with amendments thereto, if any, filed with the building inspector.
So moved.
All right, Mr. Whitmire.
Need a second.
Second.
Oh,
I should have seconded.
Okay.
okay, let's try again. Mr. Barnes.
Second.
Aye.
Mr. Gazillo.
Aye.
Mr. Whitmire.
Aye.
Mr. Zawiski.
Aye.
And I vote aye.
Okay. Very good.
Good night.
Thank you for your consideration.
Appeal 2021-038, Boost Construction, 2346 North Wading River Road, Wading River, tax map number 636-222, RB80 zoning, for variances and a relief from Chapter 301, Section 31, where proposed front yard setback is 40 feet and minimum required is 60 feet, and where proposed rear yard setback is 67.2 feet and minimum required is 75 feet.
Have you been sworn in yet?
Yes.
Okay, just state your name and your address.
Marika Majewski, 30 Stoller Drive, East Quack, New York, 11942. And I do have updated surveys with stamps.
Okay,
for the survey.
So when you say updated?
There was slight discrepancy with
The
the,
original one that you submitted?
not on the lot of my client, it was the driveway of the neighbor where it was coming out. So the beginning of the driveway was a little bit off, closer to my client's lot. So it was a little bit shifted to,
Is that
Just
something
the bottom
that
of
the
the
surveyor admitted to as an
yes,
error?
yes.
Okay.
So I just go point by point if you don't mind, because I got emails addressed everybody's concern, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Is that okay? So the discrepancy with the survey was submitted, it was raised by 2350 North Wading River, Mr. Latapi. We got contacted by his lawyer, and we were able to get the survey revised, as you could see. So the issue was the location of his driveway coming out. It doesn't really affect the meets and bounds of my client's lot, so that stays the same. We also were addressed with the size of the house that we want to put, and we're proposing, whatever we're proposing, we think is consistent with the neighborhoods, 2,300 square feet houses, and that's what's around. So another concern was the house will be too close to his property line, which is 75.4 feet, so we're not asking for side yard relief. Okay, so it's within the this required setback for the property line. That's what
okay.
we're sharing, the side yard.
All right, you're right.
He also said tree removal, and my client said he would, remove the necessary minimum to build. I mean, there's some trees gotta be, and he's gonna hire professionals. We're not gonna just dump trees to destroy anybody's property. The company is insured and licensed. And we did call the neighbor from 2342 North Wading River today. He had some issues with where the driveway is going to be built, so we're going to meet with him and show him where the driveway is going to go, because he couldn't picture in his head where the driveway is going to go. No one else contacted us since the last meeting, so that's all we have so far.
Okay. So So I know there was many surveys submitted and there's some discrepancies, but I don't think they're really a big enough discrepancy for us to kind of hold back on this project.
Yeah.
But I would like to see if anybody else has anything to
Okay.
say. Oh, there we go. Sorry, Mr. Chairman.
No, I'll take all the help I can get.
Hi, I'm Mary Roy. I live at 2356 North Wading River Road. As Monica mentioned, they spoke to Jonathan Lewis today. He is the neighbor at 2342. He was never,
Is that in the front lot, to the west of you?
yes, he was never
He's the new
notified
owner.
because he is the new owner
Okay.
of that property, so he did not know. Francois and myself tried to contact him so we could try to talk, but then all these other things happened with the discrepancy of the survey, and Jonathan has COVID, or else he would be here tonight. He did say that he did speak to the owner, and that we all need to get together to talk about what you had said, and that's what we were trying to do, and then all these things happened. But he still is concerned with the house being only 40 feet away from his property line, the front of the house. So I know you referenced the part that's with Francois, but there's still a variance for the 40 feet, I believe, instead of 60 feet with Jonathan's house.
Well, I think they're doing that because probably the leaching pools and the septic systems that are being proposed in the back of the house, I don't think they want to move the house further back because they have a 67-foot rear yard. I mean, I don't know if that would accomplish anything, pushing it back 5 feet or 7 feet.
Again,
You just explain.
I'm the bottom one, so
I got you.
I'm the one that could show up tonight. And I know there've been tons of emails, and again, there's been some back and
A
forth.
lot of these issues are for the building inspector to decide if we grant the variance. We're just dealing with the front and rear yard.
Correct.
Okay, I understand that they have concerns that the house is too big for this lot, but it's a non-conforming pre-existing lot. And the people that are to the immediate east, and that's
Francois,
Francois? Oh, well, anyway, his lot is also undersized, and they built on his lot as well. So I'm just trying to point out that they're all undersized lots because the zoning up in Wind River is 2 acres. So these are all non-conforming lots. So as they diminish in size, the setbacks diminish in size. So it's logical to go 40 feet instead of the 60 front foot required. The 60 front feet was really intended for 2-acre parcels.
okay,
That's why it's kind of like diminishing schedule. Okay?
okay. Again, I'm just the one that could show up in the sense that I could at least speak, and I was speaking to Jonathan, so I did want to let everybody know that he has been trying to get involved, but again, he was not notified because he was the new owner, and at that time, I guess no one knew he existed.
I think at the end of the day, you'll come up with an agreement that'll make everybody happy. The house is gonna be built no matter what. They have a right to build on it. It's a non-conforming pre-existing use, and it's been in single and separate ownership. So they have every single right in the world to build on it. So hopefully everybody will live in peace.
Right, and I think Jonathan was the big piece as far as
It's good.
Francois and
Now
I
you
were
have all
concerned.
properties involved.
His biggest concern, again, and I know this may not have to do with the appeal, is he has some kind of a propane gas tank where if he was to share his driveway, so I have no idea how
Well,
that
I saw
would
that
be.
the town had issued a permit for that, for that propane tank. So I'm quite sure it meets the NFPA conditions where it's placed. If there are any woods that are cut, there'll certainly be a markup that's going to be required, because there are water lines up there, electric
Right.
lines. Those things have to be marked out, so it would be a smart thing. If you can come to an agreement and share the driveways, the only piece that would have to be cutting is the top of the hill. And of course, I would think that the builder would want to deal with the drainage issues and make sure that the property is graded correctly, and none of that water runoff comes down the hill to you or to the person who has the culvert. What was his name?
Jonathan.
Jonathan, okay.
Right, well, it would be his driveway that we'd be looking to, I guess, discuss the sharing, because right
Oh,
now
I
he
see.
doesn't share a driveway. So.
No, I understand that, but his driveway is totally on his property,
Yes, but,
Jonathan's.
yes,
It
but
has-
he said he would,
It's not part of any part of those other right-of-ways that cut up there.
But the house hits his, the property line where the house will be
Yes,
built will be
yes.
behind his.
I mean, it would make sense to me to use either side and work out a deal, but whatever the case may be.
Okay.
I hope it works out. I think we're all inclined to at least put the resolution up and see how the vote goes.
Okay.
Anyone else to be heard on this matter?
Any other concerns? Okay. So, Mr. Chairman, I move that the appeal of Boost Construction Corp., which is 2346 North Whitting River Road, Whitting River, tax map number is 36-2-22, located in the RB 80 zoning district, for variances and relief from Chapter 301, Section 31, where the proposed front yard setback is 40 feet and where the minimum required is 60 feet, and where the proposed rear yard setback is 67.2 feet and the minimum required is 75 feet, be approved in accordance with the applications and sketches with amendments thereto, if any, filed with the building inspector.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Barnes?
Aye.
Mr. Gazillo?
Aye.
Mr. Whitmire?
Aye.
Mr. Zawiski?
Aye.
And I vote aye. So the appeal has been
Good luck, I
granted.
hope you all work it out.
Yes, good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
You're welcome.
Hello. Remember Charlie Crawford?
That's a walk. So this is even with the thing.
Right.
And this is,
Good friends with him.
they haven't got much.
He's still alive.
Yeah. Good luck.
His son Barnes.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's probably just the garage doors.
This garage is,
Huge.
depends on the side. 36, 60, that's,
Pretty big.
I'm just going to go ahead and read it. Okay. Appeal 2021-024, Kimberly Reether, 268 Main Road, Aquabog, tax map number 600-85-6.1, RLC zoning, for variances under relief from Chapter 301, Section 65A, where proposed addition to existing garage will increase the impervious surface coverage from 22.4% to 25%, and maximum permitted is 10%. And Section 64C, where proposed 2,160 square foot accessory structure with a basement containing habitable space and kitchenette for pool cabana and 2 stories above is not incidental to or customarily found as accessory to a single-family dwelling.
Is this your first time here?
Yes,
Well, then kindly raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
yes, I swear to tell
Just
the
state your
truth.
name and your address.
Okay, Kimberly Reether, 268 Main Road, Aquabog, New York, 11931.
Okay.
First of all, I'd like to apologize, our babysitter fell through. But the reason we are
Are you
here,
kidding me? You get them ice cream after this. They've been fine.
Name, Fred.
we did tell them they better be very good. But yes, the reason we are here is the house that we purchased 2 years ago. As was stated, there is a lot of pre-existing non-conforming things going on. For example, the impervious surface coverage, and also like the setbacks from the fence. And our pool is about 100 feet from our house, which with little children, and we're possibly a growing family, is a little complicated sometimes, because we all have to, if we had a bathroom closer or a refrigerator closer, that would be really nice. But now the way the property is set up, the garage, it needs to be rebuilt anyway, like the roof is leaking. So, and there is just a little shed, so if we removed the garage that's there now and the little shed, and we just combined like a bigger garage and a pool house, it said that there's a basement, but the grade drops about like 8 feet. So it would practically be like a split level situation where towards the pool, it's lower. So we wanted to put a kitchenette and a bathroom in there, and then we wanted to extend the garage. So we're trying to accommodate that. That's what we're trying to do here.
So when you come out of that back room, you're gonna have to step up to get to the pool. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, yeah, we would have to end up stepping, I think we calculated like maybe a foot or two.
So, and I see that it's only like 11 and a half feet deep, right? So from the sliding doors that you're gonna put in, you're gonna go in 11 feet
Yeah.
or so. And you're gonna have a room?
Yeah.
Or you're gonna have a room with a bathroom?
Yep, a bathroom and then a room with a kitchenette area and like a couch and a TV.
All right.
And all of our neighbors, everyone we spoke to, they said good luck, and nobody complained about what we have
Well, we'll see if
planned.
anybody appears. Which I doubt they will.
Yeah,
So- And you'll continue the woodworking shop?
Yeah.
Is that your woodworking shop?
Yeah, in the other building, yeah.
Okay. And you'll continue to keep that blocked off? No, I mean blocked off so that nobody can get into the pool areas.
Oh, yeah, we have the gate, we put the gate in so that
It's a self-closing gate,
Yes.
yeah. You just have to be careful from the house or the accessory unit to the pool. You have to be careful with that with young kids, so make sure that's protected. And I'm quite sure the building inspector will tell you, you need to have the alarms on the doors and the pool and
we have a secondary fence
All right,
around.
that's
the-
enough.
When?
You're gonna have to get up and get sworn in.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, please.
Sorry.
You just,
Stay there, stay
You're
with the
not gonna get
kids.
sworn out, you're just gonna get sworn in.
Stay there, you get ice cream too.
Yeah, we gotta put you on the record, I'm sorry, I should have said something.
you swear to tell the truth,
I
nothing but
swear.
the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Say it, your name and your address.
Bruce Reether, 268 Main Road, Aqua.
Okay, good.
So the pool is currently surrounded by a secondary,
Oh, it is?
yeah,
Okay.
self-closing fence. So we have
Good.
all sorts of gates.
Just wanna make sure, I'm a
Yeah,
little funny
yeah,
about
yeah.
that pool stuff. So, okay, that's great. And so this will never be used for anything else other than, you're not gonna make that your own living quarters and try to rent the house out in front, right? Promise?
Oh, yeah.
We have, okay. All right, we have it in record now. Okay, good. Excellent.
You be seated. Is there, do you have anything else to add?
No, I'll just take it.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Is there anyone else to be heard on this matter? Okay, let's get a reading.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I move that the appeal of Kimberly Wright Reader, 268 Main Road, Aquabog, SCTM number 600-85-2-6.1, RLC zoning for variances and/or relief from Chapter 301, Section 65A, where proposed addition to existing garage will increase the impervious surface coverage from 22.4% to 25%, and maximum permitted is 10%, and Section 64C was proposed 2,160 square feet accessory structure with a basement containing habitable space and kitchenette for pool, cabana, and 2 stories above is not incidental to or customarily found as accessory to a single-family dwelling be approved in accordance with the applications and sketches with amendments thereto, if any, as filed with the building inspector.
So moved.
Second?
Okay, Mr. Barnes.
Aye.
Mr. Gazillo.
Aye.
Mr. Whitmire.
Aye.
Mrs. Zawiski.
Aye.
And I vote aye.
Good luck.
So kids, snowflake on the way home. And get yourself a nice little
He has
ice cream.
stopped in that
You did
place, I
good.
think.
You're very well behaved.
Yes.
Good night, folks.
Good night.
Good night, thank you.
Come anytime.
Why don't you throw a snack bar in there too while you're at it? Look for some cheaper.
No.
Appeal 2021-039, Browning Hotel Properties LLC, 2012-2038, Old Country Road, Riverhead, tax map number 600-118-2-3.1, DRC zoning. For variances and or relief from Chapter 301, Section 107A, where proposed impervious surface coverage is 79.6%, maximum permitted is 75%, and Section 107C, where proposed contiguous landscaped area is 18% and minimum required is 20%.
As always, Mr. Cuddy, it's an honor to have you in our presence.
Very nice to be here, thank you. I took off my mask because of my shallow voice, but it
No,
probably,
no, 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 no.
probably looked better with the mask on. But I'm here tonight in connection with the Hilton Garden Inn and the the Hilton Residence and the Marriott Garden Inn. I pronounced those backwards. The reason that we're here is because we have a site plan before the planning board. And the site plan has to do with parking. And actually what's happened is Lee Browning, who is the Browning Hotel operator, has done very well. And because he's done well, he's had many parties where the parking is actually out on the street going to the expressway. And that's caused him very great concern. So what he's proposing to do is to gain more parking by reducing the amount of the berm that's there. And that's the site plan that's before the planning board, which they don't have a problem with, but we have need for variances. And so by taking the berm and reducing it, he can add interior parking. He doesn't add any parking along the bottom, but he adds parking inside, and that's what it shows on the site plan. So he's going to gain some 50-plus spaces, and that will allow him to have these parties and the hotels filled and have parking inside instead of outside of the area. As you can imagine, parking cars on the edge of the expressway or the entrance to the expressway is not a good thing.
No.
So our plan is to go ahead and reduce that area, add hedges to it instead of the berm. So there will be a much smaller berm, but there'll be hedges that'll screen it just as it is right now. But when we do this, we end up with impervious surface coverage that's just a little bit higher, and we add to that landscaping, which just is a little bit shorter. So we have impervious surface at 79.6 instead of 75. We have landscaped area that's 18% and not 20%. So we have a relatively small variances that we're asking for. It certainly doesn't impact the neighborhood. The environment isn't going to change because the hotels are just as they are. It's just going to add some more parking. We don't really have an alternative. I mean, we need parking spaces, and that's the reason we're doing this. Is it substantial? I don't think 2% or 4% is substantial. Is it self-created? To a degree, maybe, but I don't really think when you don't have an alternative that you've created something. He has been a success, and the success is really somewhat dangerous if people are parking in the street. So we're just asking to have those two variances.
So when someone's driving by, after this is done, Mr. Cuddy, the berm is not going to appear like a huge change, right?
Well-
It's going to look basically the same with,
By putting the privet hedges there, we'll have the same effect as it did, yes, and that's the whole point of it.
Mr. Cuddy, I know that there's a subdivision in too for the hotel.
We're doing two things, yes.
Yes, I understand. Does any of that parking help the subdivision? Or it's not needed?
It does, yes. It helps the subdivision because there's a cross easement for the parking at that site.
Okay.
And the division of the property will go right down the middle.
Yeah, no, I
And
saw
so
the map.
the Marriott Inn needs some additional parking on the Hilton side.
I see.
and this will give them some additional.
Okay, that's all.
Yes, yeah,
It makes sense.
it does.
It's not,
Anyone else to be heard? Let's have a reading.
I move that the appeal of Browning Hotel Properties LLC, 2012-2038 Old Country Road, Riverhead, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 600-1, 18-2-3.1, DRC zoning for variance and a relief from Chapter 301, Section 107A, where proposed impervious surface coverage is 79.6%, the maximum permitted is 75%. In section 107C, where proposed contiguous landscaping area is 18%, minimum required is 20%. Be granted in accordance with application sketches with amendments thereto, if any, as filed with the building inspector. Gotta move it.
I'll second.
so moved.
Second. All right. Mr. Barnes.
Aye.
Mr. Gazillo.
Aye.
Mr. Whitmire.
Aye.
Mrs. Zawiski.
Aye.
And I vote aye.
Thank you.
Again, always a pleasure to see you, Mr.
Nice to see you, Mr.
It's
Gutty.
my
Right, sir.
privilege. Thank you.
Appeal 2021-040, Rafael Gambardella, 942 Sound Shore Road, Jamesport. Tax map number 600-8138, RA40 zoning, for variances and a relief from Chapter 301, Section 11, where proposed rear yard setback is 45 feet and minimum required is 60 feet, where proposed side yard setbacks are 10 feet and 15 feet, and minimum required is 25 feet. Where proposed combined side yard is 25 feet and minimum required is 55 feet, and where proposed impervious surface is 18.2% when maximum permitted is 15%.
I'm going to use myself again,
Okay.
Sure.
as I have a conflict, so I
You swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
State your name and your address.
My name is Megan Carrick, and I'm 61 Fox Chaser Place, Riverhead, New York.
You might want to raise that mic a little
All right.
bit to you, yeah.
Is this better?
Yes.
Okay.
Take those heels off.
So I'm here from Chuck Thomas's office, the architect, and I'm representing Rafael Gambardella. And basically, we've made an application to tear down an existing house and garage on a existing single and separate non-conforming lot that currently has a width of 50 feet, and the current combined minimum setbacks per code are 55 feet. So we are proposing to put a new house with improved setbacks from what is currently there. The current home on this property has a side yard setback to the west of 2.8 feet, and we're proposing 10. And then on the east side, it currently has a setback of 10.9 feet, and we are proposing a 15-foot setback on that side. And then the rear of the lot to the north, it currently has a 21-foot setback, and we are proposing to increase this to 45 feet. Along with this, we have done some research with surveys of current properties within the neighborhood, as well as some site visits. So looking at the property directly to the north, this was built between the years of 2013 and 2014. And the side yard setbacks for that are, to the west are 11.3 feet, and to the east is 9.4 feet, and the impervious surface for that lot is 23%. Directly to the northwest, across diagonally, that house was built in 2014, and the current side yard setbacks for that are 10 and 15, and the impervious surface of this lot is 19.28%. And then directly to the west, this house was built in 2014 to 2015, and it also has the same side yard setbacks of 10 and 15 feet, and this impervious surface is 18.3%. And lastly, I spoke to two of the neighbors over the past week. The first one I spoke to is directly to the east, and he reached out to me just in curiosity of what we were proposing. So I sent PDFs over of the elevations as well as the survey, and based upon my description, he did not have a problem and was in favor of the project. And then secondly, Mr. Molnar, who is directly north of this property reached out with concerns of rainwater runoff onto the property, and we met with him today, and I'm sure that he would like to speak on behalf of this. But between myself, the architect, and him and his expertise, we came up with a solution to kind of overly control the water that comes onto this site and his concerns. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
So the proposed drainage that we're going to be dealing with there for the runoff, does the architect plan on putting in additional pools or leaching?
Yes.
pools? Okay.
Yep, so,
And he'll submit that to the building inspector?
yes,
Okay.
I know that that's more of a building department,
Yeah, I just want
Problem,
to make
but
sure
yes,
that
we
that's
will.
going that way. Okay.
and we have an updated survey that we did today, just a site plan with what we had discussed, if you would like to see that.
I'm comfortable looking at what we have already. I mean, if you want to submit it as part of the record, that would probably be a
Yep.
good idea.
I have no questions.
I have no questions. Who's that gentleman? Is that the owner?
This is Mr. Molnar, the neighbor directly to
He's to
the...
the north, south of the
Yes.
north? Right. Please step up.
I would like to. Good chair. Don't make it smaller, huh? Senior citizen resistant.
Swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
State your-
My name is Gary Molnar. I live at 5 Raybor Road in Comac, New York. I have a residence on 38 Bayberry Lane, which is the property just north of Mr. Gambrella's. And I'd spoken with him, and I met with the architect today. I don't have any problem with the side yard or backyard setbacks, but I do have a concern over drainage. Both his family and our family have had our homes adjacent to each other. He has a home just on our west property line, and he purchased a home just south of our property line. So we've known each other for about 6 years. We've been there, so we are friends and we are neighborly. I expressed my concerns to him about drainage, because over the years, during torrential rainfalls, I get a tremendous amount of rain onto my
Excuse
property.
me, could you just pull that microphone down to me?
I get a tremendous amount of rain on my property, erodes the gravel driveway, and also erodes the easterly property line with another neighbor, which the erosion is a problem. In addition, and that happens probably 3, 4, 5 times a year. Also, about 5 times, we had water get into our garage about 2 inches high. That was probably over the last 6 years, probably about 4 or 5 times. So there's a tremendous amount of water coming off of the property that's in question onto our property. And I was very concerned about that, and I did go to the architect's office. I reviewed his plans and gave some suggestions that he will implement. He's putting an 8-foot diameter by 12-foot deep leaching pool on the northwest corner of the property, which is the low end of the property.
Right.
So I'm happy with that, but I just wanted to go on the record that I did have a concern about it. And I would like you, in your resolution, if you can put that I could review the final plan before it goes to construction from the building department. I don't know if you could do that or not.
No, we wouldn't do that, but you could easily access it to the building department.
Okay. I did ask, I think the architect, he's acting professionally. He'll probably send me a copy of the final plan, which I did ask for.
You don't have to worry about Mr. Thomas.
Yes. Also, I don't know if you could put in a resolution or not, that you cannot add any more impervious surfaces other than what's approved on this plan. And you said, okay, that's a code requirement.
Right.
But I've known Mr. Gambrella for 6 years, and it would be good to just have it in a resolution so it alerts him that he shouldn't be doing it. Because we've been next door for 6 years, and I know what he does.
Okay, I don't think that's something we would put in the resolution, because the code already requires it, and he has a variance from that already.
Well,
So it's like saying...
You might want to look at,
Resolution gets a CO.
there was a complaint made once. I did not make a complaint. He did something out there, and I didn't like it. I wasn't the one
Okay.
I wasn't the one that made the complaint. But the complaints, got to be in your building department's files, and you had to take it down. So,
Was that complaint on this property or the other property?
on the property just west of us, the one
Okay.
that's on the water,
Right.
on the sound, so.
It's on the other
Yeah,
side.
so he would tend to do things that he ought not to be
People do
doing.
things and they don't know they're doing something
Well, yeah,
not properly.
I understand there's 2 storm drains going in, is that correct?
There's
Yes.
now a total of 3. So originally it was 2 to meet the 2 inches of
Yeah.
impervious from the roof only, and then after
there's,
we did the additional.
there's 2 roof dry wells that exceed the calculation on it, and then the new one going now
Well,
in the
this
north.
plan that she just gave us is going to be part of the record.
Okay,
So I don't think you have to be concerned about that.
Okay.
And I know Mr. Thomas in the past has kept his word always.
okay, good. I'm fine with it.
Good enough for me.
Yeah.
But, okay, thank you, sir.
Obviously, there's nobody else to be heard on this matter, so let's hear it.
Okay, appeal number 2021-040. I move that the appeal of Rafael Gambardella, 942 South Shore Road, Jamesport, Suffolk County Tax Map number 600-8-1-38, in RA 40 zoning for variances and/or relief from Chapter 301, Section 11, where proposed rear yard setback is 45 foot and minimum required is 60 foot, where proposed side yard setbacks are 10 foot and 15 foot, and minimum required is 25 foot. Where proposed combined side yard is 25 foot and minimum required is 55 foot. And where proposed impervious surface is 18.2% when maximum permitted is 15%. B, in accordance with the application's inspections with this amendment, therefore, too, if any, as filed with the building inspector.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Barnes,
Aye.
Mr. Gazillo.
Aye.
Mr. Whitmire.
Aye.
Mrs. Zawiski.
Aye.
And I vote aye. So the appeal has been granted. Best of luck to all of you. Good, that's what we like to see. Okay, do we hear a motion to accept the minutes of the last meeting?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
All in favor?
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Do we hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for everything. No. I'm very happy to go.